Welcome to the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we are going to learn a little bit about something Pete said he doesn't know anything about, which is the 3-day event in Kentucky, the Defender. We're very excited to be a media sponsor of that this year and be covering all of that. And 3-day eventing is a very exciting sport. You have to be quite a brave equestrian with quite an amazing horse for that sport. And we are going to share an ad with you about that. And we hope that you'll either be there in person or at least follow us vicariously through this adventure.
The Defender Kentucky 3-day event is back, April 23rd through 26th, 2026, at the iconic Kentucky Horse Park in Lexington. Enjoy world-class equestrian competition, family fun, incredible shopping, and more. From thrilling cross-country courses to high-stakes stadium jumping, it's 4 days of excitement you won't want to miss. Tickets are selling fast. Secure yours today at KentuckyThreedayEvent.com. The Defender Kentucky 3-day event, April 23rd to 26th. Be part of the best weekend all year.
That's presented by Mars Equestrian, and that is coming up 23rd to 26th of April, and it is at the Kentucky Horse Park, and it is a very, very exciting sport to watch. 3-day eventing is thrilling, and be nice to have the Horse Talk Show logo up on the Jumbotron for the first time ever. Yes, very exciting.
Is this what used to be called the Rolex?
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, now I know what we're talking
now
about.
You know, I know. Yes, it is, and it's a very, very exciting event. We're thrilled to be part of it and be involved and help promote it, and we certainly hope that the stands will be full for the exciting event. And as I said, you have to be an amazing rider and have an amazing horse to compete in this sport, because it is a triathlon. You've got show jumping, you've got dressage, and you've got cross country, and you certainly got to be a very brave rider and a very tough horse, and it's pretty incredible to watch, so we'll be sharing that as
You have to have multiple saddles.
That's right, yeah, a lot of gear. And 33 Olympic attendees, plus 12 nations represented, and an awful lot of people from our community right here in Ocala will be there as well, so exciting stuff. We're going to switch gears now to Dr. Adam Cayot from Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, and we're going to talk about...
Teeth.
Thank you, Pete. Teeth.
Louisa Barton with the Horse Talk Show and the Chamber's Equine Initiative, here with Dr. Adam Cayot at Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And I'm reading this. Equine, odontoclastic, tooth, resorption, and hypercementosis.
Yeah.
Did I do well?
Yeah, you did good.
Call me Dr. Louisa. Just kidding.
I can't even get that one out. So
please explain so I don't have to say that again.
So what that is basically a resorption of the bone around the roots of the teeth. And then hypercementosis is excess bone being laid down there. The end result is the horse loses his teeth, basically. The teeth will fall out. Most commonly in older horses. So you're talking upper teens into the 20s and later, typically seen. And almost probably 90% affects the incisors only. Well, sometimes you'll see it in the molars, but typically you don't see it in the molars, and typically you see it in the incisors. It's certainly, so what happens is the bone, the jaw, basically the jawbone that is holding the teeth in place basically resorbs. So the tooth is then, it becomes loose and wiggly, and that movement, the moving of the teeth, especially when they're chewing or whatever, can be really painful. Or putting in a bit when you hit the teeth, when you're placing a bit or whatever, it can be really uncomfortable.
Why does it happen?
Yeah, we don't know.
No idea?
No, we don't know why some get it. Probably another genetic thing. there's no predisposing factor. I've seen it in all different breeds. We don't know. It's horses probably just outlived their, that, like I said, it tends to be older, so they just are outliving the life of their teeth, and they were just predisposed to have this condition. What we do is we extract the teeth. I try to leave them in as many as they can until they get loose, and once they're loose and they're moving around, then that's when some guys will go in and, well, he has this problem, let's just take the teeth out. I don't know.
You'd rather wait as long as you can.
As long as you can. Good part about it is horses don't really need their incisors. They can eat just fine with their lips. They can apprehend, their food. They don't really do any chewing with their incisors. Yeah, they can, they'll bite off grass or whatever with their incisors, but they can do the same thing with their lips, So they're pretty handy as far as that goes. They won't be able to bite their buddy as well. There won't be, they'll gum them, so there won't be any teeth marks left on a horse's butt or anything. You're past your mate's butt, but so it's it can be a painful condition, and and they can obviously decrease feed. They might toss their head more with the bit and that sort of thing. So those are all things that you might see clinically. And then diagnosis is by exam, good oral exam, and radiographs. Taking an X-ray of the jaw to see that you can see the bone obviously regressing, and so it's not tight around the tooth root. So those are the ways you pretty much diagnose it. But if it's an older horse and it's got teeth that are loose, incisors that are loose, you pretty much know that's what you got. Yeah, and so it'll progress along until they're all gone, and at that point you're pretty much golden. But it can be pretty painful for them, and they can go off feed. So it's something to consider when you have an older horse that is acting funny with their head or eating funny.
Yeah, and that's when we talked before about why hasn't somebody invented horse dentures, right?
Yeah, good luck.
I know. Might be interesting. I have a Mustang that's missing his front tooth, so he manages just fine.
He's just fine.
He's quite a fatty, so it's not really a problem.
Doesn't hurt him at all, does it?
But just a thing to be aware of, that could happen, and know that may be what's going on. And obviously you get your veterinarian if you're concerned about that happening. But usually older horses. Yeah, pretty old. All right.
Really.
Anything else? That's it?
I think so.
Dentures for horses.
Dentures for horses.
One day. Louisa Barton with Dr. Adam Cayot for the Horse Talk Show at Peterson Smith Equine Hospital in Complete Care.
Dr. Adam Cayot, I'm so glad that the veterinarians are the ones that get to do the big words.
The big words.
We just say teeth. So we have a great show lineup for you. We have got a friend of ours, Jennie Towner, with us from Saddle Up Scholars. Amazing program. She's going to tell us more about that. We had some wonderful events with her last week that were very educational and informative. So we're very excited to have her with us. Okay. And we also have, and thanks to Jenna Rivera, by the way, on the your fiance on the introduction, because I actually met Jenny through Jenna, and we went a nice ride on the beach and good times. That was back when my horse was sound, of course. And that was a wonderful experience. So I'm so happy to have Jenny back with us. And then we have Becky Jenkins with us in the studio from Grateful Gallops, and we're going to talk a little bit about the services that Becky offers and what sets her apart from other body workers. And then we're re-airing something that was really, really fun that we haven't aired for about 6 months, and that was the water buffalo, Banjo, because we got to visit with him this past weekend at Triple Cross Church, and I thought it would be nice to air that again since we haven't aired that for some time, and it was so much fun riding a water buffalo.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, yes. And we also got to visit with the Zorse this weekend, so we're going to share all that with you as well. And then we're going to wrap it up with our usual tips of the week from Pat and Pete and Neil. And then we've also got some exciting event mentions to bring to your attention. So we will be back after this break, and we'll kick things off with Jenny from Saddle Up Scholars. Stay with us on the Horse Talk Show.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
Hello, I'm Pat Myers, owner of Pat Myers Electric, a family-owned and operated business. My wife Sarah and I are horse owners ourselves and know what matters most to a farm owner, with the safety of their horses being of utmost importance to us. Pat Myers Electric can light up your arena and make sure your horse's barn is safe and protected. Pat Myers Electric is the horseman's choice. Discover more at patmyerselectric.com.
Veteran-owned Wide Automotive, that's WEIDE, is a beacon of automotive excellence in Ocala. Founded on integrity and expertise with unwavering dedication in all operations, we seek to forge lasting relationships with our clients. Whether you have one vehicle or a fleet, we pledge our best effort in quality service. From repairs, diagnostics, tire repair and replacement, diesel engine work, horse trailers, car batteries, wheel alignments, fuel systems, and more. Discover more at wideautomotive.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Roder.
And we have Jennie Towner with us from Saddle Up Scholars. Jennie, it's so nice to have you back with us.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a couple years.
Yes, it has. Thank you for having me back.
I can't believe it's actually been that long since we went and rode on the beach.
I know, yes.
That was a good fun time, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was a little bit of an adventure parking, if I remember correctly.
Parking and initially getting on the beach, I would say.
Yes, I think that gas station side park that we parked at was a bit dicey, and then crossing that road was a bit dicey, but after that it was a good time.
After getting past the sunbathers too.
That was right, yeah, there were a few sunbathers. So tell us a little bit of your background.
Wow, yeah. I've been in love with horses since, I was in kindergarten and had the opportunity to ride growing up, and I was in 4-H, and I even did competitive trail riding, and I did some hunter jumpers, and simultaneously along with that, education is, such a big thing in my family. My mom was a science teacher, and so, I grew up really with a love of learning and education, and so out of college, I became a teacher. I taught math in Baltimore City schools.
Did you say math?
Yes.
You must be super smart.
Well, growing up, I used to hate math, but my parents were just so helpful and really helped me with my homework and taught me how to work through problems. And so then I began to love math, because there's one right answer in math, and it's, a challenge getting there, and to me it was fun, but I started out not liking it. And I think that's what makes me a better teacher, because I understand the struggle. So I taught math in Baltimore City, and that was a really hard job, because that was really my first experience kind of in the inner city school setting. I was very fortunate to work with very bright students, and we did Math Olympiad, and we did the Math Counts team, and did a lot of really neat experiences. And then from there, I worked at a community college, all the while still riding. And I really found that in some ways there was a disconnect between the world of horseback riding and some of the students that I was working with, because horseback riding is pretty inaccessible. And a colleague of mine, she's the co-founder of Saddle Up Scholars, she's also an educator, also a horsewoman. We really thought, how can we bring the two worlds together? Because so much of what we learn from horses helps us be successful academically and in our work. The self-discipline, the confidence, the stick-to-itiveness, all of that, who's the better teacher than horses? So we thought, how can we bring education and horseback riding together to people who wouldn't have the opportunities to ride? And that's how Saddle Up Scholars was born.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And that makes so much sense of how that fit for you as a teacher, and then being in the inner city and seeing that lack of, even for people who don't live in the city,
right,
it can be hard.
To
Horses can be inaccessible. But certainly for those kids in town, it's even more difficult, I would think.
So how would you define Saddle Up Scholars?
Yeah, so we provide academic support to our partner equestrian outreach programs. And equestrian outreach programs exist throughout the country to provide riding opportunities to youth from underserved backgrounds. So we find those partner programs. We're in 5 cities, and we bring the academics. So we partner with these students. They get all the benefits of horseback riding, and then we layer on top of that, really delving into how they're doing in school, and we're able to build rapport with our students through the love of horses and share pictures and talk about our lessons that we've had. And, we learn actually a lot from our students. So I've learned about polo, 'cause some of the programs have polo, and, dressage. Our students are learning dressage. So it's been just really fascinating for me.
So incredible. Yeah. So are these kids have never been around horses when they start the program, for the most part?
For the most part, yes. And so it's fascinating watching the children get comfortable with the horses. And I think a really big milestone is picking up a horse's foot. When someone's brave enough to confidently pick up a horse's foot, one, they're so proud, and you really feel like, I'm really doing something here, because it's a lot of, you're scared because horses are so big, and to be able to confidently hold their foot and pick it out, that's like one of those milestones. The other one is, when they can tack the horse by themselves, that's big. And then, of course, the first time they trot around or canter, there's all of these.
There's all the milestones,
yes,
like along the way.
Yes.
So that's nice that you start with them on all the ground, all the important groundwork, because anytime a kid thinks it can just jump on a horse and go, they don't know the reality of what's involved in the preparation to ride the horse. So I think it's great that you do all of that as well. So
yeah, and I should say, we don't actually, my Saddle Up Scholars, my colleagues and I, we don't teach the riding lessons. When we can, we're there to be a part of it and to cheer our students on. But we are really about the academics. But we like to build that rapport in their riding lessons, so then we can relate to that.
Relate that to the education side of it. So there is an encouragement really to make sure your grades are good, and that you are doing your educational, your school stuff, to be involved with the horses.
Exactly.
So that's a great fit for encouraging both academics and equine.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That's amazing. So this is a couple years in now?
Yes. So we started in 2023, and we started in Baltimore, the Schuster Foundation. That's our biggest program that we have. And the Schuster Foundation, headed by Dan Schuster, really has a commitment to giving young children from Baltimore City schools access to horses. He has multiple barns and provides transportation for all of these children to be able to ride regularly. And we talked to him about this idea about adding on the education component, and he was really supportive of us. And that's how we got our start. And then we were able to expand from there. We moved on to Work to Ride in Philadelphia, bringing them on as a partner, and then Great Strides Equestrian in Albany, and Bridge Up Giddy Up in Memphis.
Bridge Up Giddy Up, I like that.
It's a great program too. And then down here in Ocala, we're so proud to partner with the Lowell Correctional Institution and the Youth Ocala Academy, because there's a barn right there at the correctional facility for the youth, and they learn about horses and horsemanship, and Saddle Up Scholars is there for after youth have served their time. We make sure they're on a path to earning their high school diploma or getting their GED or enrolling in college, or really figuring out their next career path. So that's probably the most vulnerable population that we serve, and we're really proud of the work that we're doing.
It's exceptional. Now, what is the age group? Is there an age group of the children that are involved in this?
Yeah, so our youngest students are in 2nd grade, and our oldest students are in college. So it's, quite an age range. But I would say that our average is in the middle school to high school range. So, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how do kids in these, and it's specific to these areas, but I'm assuming you're planning to go further.
Yeah, we'll be growing to Detroit and Washington, D.C. with the Brian Westbrook Foundation is in our plan. So, yeah, we want to just keep, finding these outreach groups and partnering. So, yeah.
Now, Ocala's obviously horse country, but it sounds like some of the other areas are maybe not as much, but they do have access to riding.
Yeah, so in Philadelphia, the barn, it's a beautiful barn right in Philadelphia. Same thing with Detroit. Memphis, it's a little bit out of the, city, but just it's really creative ways that the partner programs have been able to provide this access. And all of the tutoring, all the academic support is done virtually. So that's how we're kind of able to reach students throughout the country. And there is a digital divide. And so it's really important that children are becoming savvy with using technology for learning. People are very comfortable using technology for, the entertainment aspect, but for education, it's a little bit different. So they're sharing their screens, they're writing on virtual whiteboards. Yeah.
So you're combining the tech and the horse world. I love that.
Yeah.
We have to go to break, Jenny, but we're going to come right back because we're going to talk a little bit more about TRF and about the Lowell Prison system with horses, because that's another exciting program that Saddle Up Scholars has partnered with. So stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. We'll be right back.
Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Centre in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
DAC Vitamins and Minerals has been making a world of difference for 35 years. Do you know what sets DAC apart? We use chelation minerals from Alltech, which allows for better absorption. DAC is the only supplement company Alltech provides ingredients for. We have our nutritionist, Performance Horse Nutrition, NASP, which is the quality seal, which guarantees our products and ensures our use of quality ingredients. DAC gives you a guaranteed analysis in every 1 ounce scoop, a 60-day money-back guarantee. Doesn't your partner deserve the best? Visit feeddac.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family-owned since 1934, manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
We're a unique, tough breed. We work long, hard hours making sure your horses are healthy and properly shod because, well, we farriers know horses perform better when they're properly shod and healthy. You want quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices, and you won't settle for anything less.
TT Distributors is dedicated to quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices. Racehorse or a pasture pony, TT Distributors has what you need. 7715 West Highway 40, Ocala.
D&N Equine Recovery is owned and operated by avid horsemen. With over 75 years of experience in the equine industry, D&N Equine Recovery provides the only whole horse crematorium in the greater Levy-Marion County area, serving all of north central Florida. All staff are dedicated to demonstrating the utmost respect throughout this emotionally delicate process, providing compassionate and timely service when it matters to horse owners the most. For more information, go to dnequinerecoveryllc.com. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we've been chatting to Jennie Towner, and we've been talking about Saddle Up Scholars. And before we talk a little bit more about the events that we were at last week, I did mean to ask what kind of horses you have.
I've just gotten into breeding, actually, and she's a Swedish warm blood, and we've crossed her with a Hanoverian, so
Ooh.
I'm excited. I've got 2 babies on the ground. So it's exciting.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I have a thoroughbred. I have some retired horses, so we try not to keep account.
I was going to say, have you lost count? Because usually that happens.
She's a collector.
Yes, a little bit.
I get it.
Yeah,
Listen.
but you want to take care of them. They do so much for us, so it's a privilege to be able to retire them. So
That's
I have
so
them
true.
from a yearling to 25.
That is, you're right, it is. I was just at Mark Cassie's farm last week, the Hall of Fame trainer, racehorse trainer, and it was so neat because I was sitting there interviewing him and a horse would pass by and he'd go, oh yeah, that one's that horse that raced at so-and-so, but now he's my pony horse. And, I think I'm going to need some more acres soon because I've got all these horses that didn't make it at the track and they've come back and, they can just live out their lives here. And I'm like, that is so cool. I love to hear that because it really is an honour to have those horses back and give them either a job or, if they were hurt or injured, then they got turned out and they got a nice retirement. So I have to say, I agree 100%. So we're going to switch a little bit over now to last week. So it was a lovely invite. Thank you so much. Jenna actually sent it to me and so did you, inviting me to come to those events last week and, seeing Velvet, who I haven't seen for a bit. She used to be years ago when I worked at Tack Shack. She used to come in there all the time. She was my customer and was always happy to see her because she was always so cheery. But she is now handling the junior program at the Lowell Prison.
Yeah.
And I know less about that than I do the adult program. But the adult program, I know I was told a long time back by Niall and Stephanie Brennan that the return rate to prison of women involved in the equine programs was like the smallest.
Yes, they're finding the same with the juniors, with the young men at the facility. So it just really speaks to the lessons of horses and that discipline and kind of being able to self-reflect. All of that time with the horses really does benefit you when you're kind of looking down the long path and those good decisions that are going to keep you where you want to be.
When you live in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital, and if you get out of a facility like that, you get released, you're in the right place to have that horse knowledge.
Yes.
Because that's going to help you find a job right away.
You're exactly right. And for the youth, they're not all returning to Marion County. So they're returning to many different parts of Florida. But Velvet does a really good job of trying to keep the youth connected to, farms or therapeutic riding places for the youth when they return home so that they can keep that horse connection. And that's wonderful and it's meaningful to the students. So.
And upon arrival, other than visiting with the horses, which was lovely, they were all poking their heads through because they knew there were carrots about, bags of carrots, and they knew it. They were looking out for a snack. But it was lovely because I got to see those horses who were in the junior program at Lowell, and also right away met Brandy and Jules, who are actually going to come in and do some show segments with us to talk about their experience. What amazing ladies that actually went through, not the junior program, they were in the women's facility at Lowell, but both of them came out. One of them now is like the farm manager for Niall Brennan.
Yes.
And the other one is working at a show barn.
Yes.
How incredible that they spoke about the program at Lowell and said the tools that it gave them for them to have success, absolutely priceless. And they were both so excited to talk about that experience.
Yeah, and it was really special seeing them relate to the youth who also spoke. Because I think that you can get locked in this mentality that the past defines my future. And that really isn't the case. And to hear Jules and Brandy really reaffirm that, no, like you've got your whole life ahead of you. And, hold on to this positivity, hold on to everything that you're learning here and really carry it with you and it will serve you well. And that kind of gave me goosebumps, seeing the exchange between, them and the youth that was attending with us. So, yeah.
Amazing to see that both the junior program and the adults program with the horses the effect is absolutely outstanding. And in a place like Ocala, Marion County, we need people who can work with horses. So if they're learning that, whether they're junior or adult, they can come out into the world and have a serious career.
You're exactly right. And, Jennifer Stocker, she and her husband own Royal Grounds Equestrian Farm, where we had our party afterwards. She heard about all this and she said, oh, I need to hire, some of these women that come from the program, because she knows that, hiring somebody with horse experience who has that work ethic that we so badly need is so needed. So she was excited to learn about it.
And what a lovely farm that was. And Margaret Stocker, who I had actually met before, I think through Tick Maynard, did a wonderful demo with her beautiful thoroughbred, which was lovely. It was lovely to see her. She explained what Liberty was to the folks that were watching, and she took a halter off the horse and did some Liberty for us, and that was lovely to watch and a great experience. And she's a great horseman herself,
and she's expressed interest in coming and meeting the youth, and I think they would be blown away if they could see a demonstration like this. You just see that there's so much more to working with horses than just grooming them or just riding them. There's just all of this communication, and that's really, from an academic perspective, where you get all the benefit in the social emotional bond that you can build with horses, and how it does set you up for being open to learning and new opportunities. And so it's very powerful.
It really is. And, when you think about, and you asked me on the break about, what's the horse you're riding at Misty Morning Hounds? And I was just sharing with you how that makes me feel. And I just think about the positive endorphins and the powerful impression that a horse makes on your mood, the way you feel all day long, how your week goes, just having that time. So I think about that on the level of, if you're incarcerated, whether you're a junior or an adult, the effect that has on your outlook on life. Because we see that with therapy, we see that with visits with reading with horses, where we take horses and books in the schools. We see that in all ages, that horses change situations. And so I think when you can link, like you do, kind of circling back to Saddle Up Scholars, where you can bring kids in the inner city into that world, and they can see that and feel that may very well be a child that won't end up incarcerated because of that connection.
Well, and what I heard stories is that they use the horses to entice them to say, hey, if you're good, you get to do horses. If you're not good,
I'd be real good.
That privilege is taken away.
Privilege is taken away, and that's real life. I mean, if you don't do the right things and you don't pay your bills, you don't get your horses.
Yeah, it's so true.
It really is. It's seeing it in a different way, but it's absolutely the same perspective of that should be something
and I'm sure that's an outlet for those kids.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and I'm just blown away by the intellect and the drive that all of our students have. We have them set up success plans each quarter, and we say, like, 2 of the goals kind of have to be academically related, but the 3rd goal can relate to what they want to accomplish with horses in the time period. And it's so fun seeing everything that they accomplish and being able to celebrate with them. And, I just think that being able to share all of this with our students really gives them so much self-confidence and self-worth, knowing that, there really is a network of people who care about them and want the very best.
Jennie, thank you so much for being with us. We have goodies for you. We have a Piranha bag full of their wonderful products. We have a Horse Talk Show dandy brush for you, and some Cayot USA. This red repel is amazing. And then your very own bum bag.
Yes.
That's what we call them in England. It's a bum bag.
Oh, thank you.
And people can find more at Saddle Up Scholars. You can find them on the internet and the web. You can find them on social media and follow them. You can always make a donation to help them continue, which is wonderful. So check them out and learn more. And we'll be right back after this break. Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Pat Myers, owner of Pat Myers Electric, a family-owned and operated business founded on both trust and integrity. From new installations to repairs and emergencies, Pat Myers Electric's team of professionals can handle it all. Pat Myers Electric, for all your current needs. Discover more at patmyerselectric.com.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's sass. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus. Buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at KWellUSA.com. K-Well, strength by nature.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. She's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we have Becky Jenkins with us from Grateful Gallops. Becky.
Hello.
I am grateful to you very much for so many things. And just seeing my dog go from three-legged, lame, hopping around to boisterous and ready to be released from the leash after a torn ACL. I'm not quite there yet. I was doing what you told me about the middle of April, you said, and we're close. But my goodness, that cold laser has just really been...
night and day difference.
Yes, amazing, in about 7 or 8 visits.
Yes.
So we were talking the other day a little bit about being a equine and canine and body worker and the human services that you offer as well. This is the horse capital of the world, and there's a lot of people who do what you do. But that could be a challenge in what you do. But the list of what you do is outstanding because you offer so many different services and you're mobile, yes, which is huge, because when people know that they can schedule you to come to their farm and you can take care of all of that, them, the horse and the dog, that's big. The services you offer. But the thing that I've seen that has outshone even all the services you offer is the way that you love the animals, and that's obvious. And I have a donkey called Mary who likes me and about 2 other people, and she loves you.
She
Mary,
does.
Mary, quite contrary.
Why'd you kick that person that walked by her last time?
She is such a ham. Like, every time I'm there, she comes up to me and just wants to be loved on. And it's so rewarding. That's why I do what I do, is to make the animals feel better. And
now my Mustang has a new habit.
Oh, yes.
Well, so Becky gets him ready for cold laser by rubbing on him, because she is also a massage therapist for horses. And so she starts to rub on him before she starts the cold laser, because the cold laser has an effect on them. They feel it, and he can get antsy, so she relaxes him first, which she uses a massage technique on him to get him, well...
She's got good stall side manner.
Yeah, now he side passes over to me.
And wants a rub.
Yes! Every time I go in the pen with him, he side passes over like, okay.
I spoiled him a little.
So Becky, what services do you offer other than cold laser and cryo?
So I do the cold laser, the cryo. I also do massage and stretching, which you think horses stretch if they want. No, I'm getting in there and stretching them at a level that they can't do themselves. Like we have the stretch zone here in Ocala for humans, and we have the stretch bus with Louisa that does that for humans, but I do it for the horses so I can get them to move in different ways to release some of the tension in their necks and in their legs. I also do cupping, which a lot of people think that it's only for humans. I can do it on horses and dogs. I do aromatherapy, so I have my essential oils that they pick what they want, and then I use it and I incorporate it into the massage for them. I also do craniosacral release. I do red light, cold laser. Red light is a big one that I do.
So you do Beamer?
I do Beamer for horses, humans, and when the dog one comes out in August, I'll be adding that to my list of modalities. Yes.
It's pretty incredible, isn't it?
Very good.
To be able to have somebody come to the farm or their home and to be able to take care of, especially somebody needy like me that's got broken animals right now. I mean, really, I don't...
I thought you meant just you being needy, not your animals.
Pete, every one
how
of
much he loves me.
Every one of her animals and her have something going on right now.
So does she walk over when she wants the cold?
Side pass
over and say, okay.
pass over too.
Here it goes.
So
if you're watching.
I side pass over for cryo in a heartbeat. Yeah, I sure do.
Yes.
And do you know how many people I've had tell me how my skin looks lately? That it looks so good. Wow. I'm serious. Like I've had a lot of people. So what does it do? It encourages collagen, right?
Yes. And it's sending blood to that area. So just like the big football players and baseball players that go and jump in a bathtub full of ice water, that's essentially what this is, but it's very small area. So it's a concentrated area. So if you want to work on just the elbow, if you've got elbow pain, then I can do that. But I can also do aesthetics, which Louisa's been enjoying that portion of it.
You know how much you like cold. Come on.
I can't stand
I would love to get her to just freeze your face a bit.
Yeah, so you can get me screaming like a little girl. I cannot
You can't stand cold.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have a client who reached out to me the other day. Her horse, who's 4 years old, has been doing dressage. And as they're starting to work with him to collect himself to be a better performer, he's getting a little bit more sore, and in his hind end is a little weak. So she calls me up and she says, I need you to come and look at him. And I was like, oh no, he's only 4. Like, what could be happening? And I got there, and she's a saddle fitter, so she knows what's good as far as the saddle. But as soon as you touch around the withers, the whole back started to spasm on either side. And I was just like, holy cow, like he's got something else going on maybe. But the chiropractor had been out, and the week before, so I started to work, and I spent an hour and a half massaging either side. I just kept swapping, going back and forth for an hour and a half, and I just worked out everything that I could. I got my muscle scraping tools out, and at the end I did the cryotherapy on him. She gave him a rest the next day, and she said he was looking fine when she went out to feed him, and then the second day after that she hand walked him, and he did really well. She said every time she touched him, she barely got any response. The next day after that, she put him under saddle, went and rode him, got done, said you would have never known that anything was wrong with him. So I encouraged her, because of his age, if he's getting this tight from that, make sure you're doing stretching before and after. And he just might be one of those horses that needs a little bit more stretching. But it makes a world of difference when you're doing.
So she just added another one, scraping.
Muscle scraping, yes, muscle scraping, yes.
So it literally is so many different services: mobile, human, canine, horse, all of those.
Yes.
And all of those services, and you come to the farm.
Yes.
So
yes.
I mean, that to me is like,
I get the best benefit from a horse or a dog that's relaxed in their own environment than I do having them stress out about being in a new environment.
Or even trailering.
So,
some horses even get themselves hyped up from
and
the trailer ride.
the traffic here in Ocala, I'm not going to speak on it because I don't work for the roads department or any of that.
It can
but
be a long journey.
And when it's 1,000 degrees out with 1,000% humidity, they're standing back there going, holy cow, when are we going to get where we're going?
Mm-hmm.
So if I take that stress away from the owner, the horse, the dog, and I take on that stress, that's going to make it even better at the tail end of it when I'm working on the animals and the humans.
And the results are outstanding. So,
yes.
Becky, how do people find you? And 50% off if they mention the Horse Talk Show for the first visit.
For the first visit, yes.
Absolutely.
And they can find me at gratefulgallops.com, or they can find me on social media.
And reach out, make an appointment, and have Becky come out. She'll come out for a consultation. She can have a look at the horse or dog or you and help all three, which is really amazing. So check her out. As I said, 50% off first visit, and she's a veteran. Thank you for your service. And she's passionate about what she does. And let me tell you what, every single one of those four-leggeds loves her. Even Mary, my donkey. That's a big deal. We'll be back.
I won't touch it.
After this, stay with us on the Horse Talk Show.
Ocala Dog Ranch offers a variety of services for your dog, including agility training, barn hunt training, board and train, boarding long and short term, daycare, day training, dock diving training and competitions, disc dog, swimming lessons and pool rentals, lure coursing and obedience training classes. Check out Ocala Dog Ranch at ocaladogranch.com. Ocala Dog Ranch is your home away from home for your dog and more.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars. And we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Centre, Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Centre now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at seminolefeed.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health, in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Ladies, finest alfalfa.
So on Sunday we were at Triple Cross and Shane Coon came up and said hi to us. And Shane and Callie Sue Edwards, they're incredible. Some of the performances that I've seen them involved in, like Ibericon, the Iberian Spectacular rather, and then some of the rodeos and things I've seen them at, it's outstanding to see them in action. Well, about 6 months ago, we aired an extremely amusing experience I had meeting Banjo and Harley, the water buffaloes, and Becky and myself and Chris and Colton Miller were at Triple Cross on Sunday when Shane came up, and we visited with the water buffalo which of course loved Becky Jenkins. Imagine that. I think he thought he was going to get a massage. I think that was probably on the agenda. I think he might have got a little
heard
bit
about
of
that cryo.
Yes, he heard about that, and the horse absolutely loved Colton. I mean, this horse was just loving on him. So anyway, we visited with them, and it reminded me of this segment that we did about 6 months ago, when I rode the water buffalo, raced the water buffalo.
Who did you race?
Banjo, the water buffalo.
No, who did you race against?
Oh, I raced against Dana Lynn Sapp.
Yeah, you got to mention.
Yeah, I got to mention her. She's really important.
I bet she's listening right now.
She probably is. Hi, Dana Lynn. So anyway, I thought since we haven't aired that for 6 months, since we visited with the water buffalo, it would be a great time to air it again. So here it is.
Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show in the Equus Television Network. And you might think it's rather unusual to be at church, look out the window and see some horses. That's the way it is here at Triple Cross.
You and your granddad to bring her back tonight.
But not just horses. There are also some water buffalo that live here. Shane Coon, Callie Sue Edwards. Tell us a little bit about the water buffalo.
Well, I mean, I think you know pretty well firsthand. They're a little...
Interesting experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's not for everybody, but they are an all-terrain vehicle. They can go from the hard ground to the wet ground to the mud to the water and back out the other side.
Like a pig and a dog had a baby.
Yes, like a pig and a dog had a baby. So tell us, we've got Harley, correct?
Yep, and Banjo.
And Banjo. And how old are these water buffalo?
He's 12 and he's 8.
Wow. And how long have you had them?
We've had him for 6 years and we've had him for 5 years.
Yeah. And what inspired you to have water buffalo?
Everybody else has horses, then everybody's an expert on them. But if you tell them you've got a water buffalo, normally they've never seen one. So I feel like that's a pretty good place to start.
I actually think that is so true because you're right. Everybody has a horse theory and everybody thinks they know how to train them. And you can really blow someone's mind when you say, hey, I can train a water buffalo.
I went to the tire shop and the guy fixing tires, he saw my saddle in the back of my truck and he's like, oh, you ride horses? My brother rides horses, world champion walking horses. I said, I have 2 water buffalo. He says, I've never seen one. Exactly.
So tell us, what do you do with these? Obviously, we have fun on a Sunday afternoon after church in the field and go for a little rodeo fun and have a race or two. Come on, Banjo, let's go, buddy, let's go. What else do these water buffalo do?
Well, I used to do a rodeo act with a Palomino horse, and it was real, cliche cowboy thing, And I kind of thought it'd be funny to, do something nobody's ever seen. So we brought the water buffalo into it, and we make it a little bit of everything you've ever seen, a little bit of everything you've never seen. We have the zebra horse and the water buffalo, and Callie trick rides on the water buffalo, and we basically do all the stuff. I trick rope and shoot my guns and lay my horse down with them. We bring the buffalo in, and like I said, normally that's a pretty big, shock and awe thing at most crowds because most places they aren't real familiar with them, Yeah. So, and they're real gentle and they're real easy to have. I've worked other animals, but these are probably my favorite other than horses as far as being gentle and consistent.
Yes, they certainly seemed that way as Dana Lynn and I were out having a little fun today. It definitely was a different experience than what I expected. They're very gentle and seem to like people and want to be with people. That's a nice attribute, isn't it?
Well, it's interesting. In America, they only people ask me how long do they live, and I say, well, till their horns get big, and then they shoot them. Because in America, all we really use them for is game ranches. They hunt them,
Oh, really?
But in other countries, it's pretty weird to have one and ride it in America. But I think worldwide, it's not near as weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in other countries, they use them for everything. So I kind of at the rodeo, I kind of let everybody think I trained some wild, crazy animal when they think about the African water buffalo on fighting the lions on TV, but these are actually really gentle. It's actually not that big a feat that I got them broke to ride, but I kind of let them get confused if they want to. But these things are actually probably quite a bit easier to train than a horse, if you would know the truth.
So do you do a sort of the same thing that you would if you started a horse? Is it very similar, or is there a whole different plan?
I mean, pretty much I led her around on him 2 or 3 days and a couple times and rode him in the stall, and then I just took him, we went and I rode him for like an hour and a half, and he's been broke to ride ever since. It's a lot easier than a horse. I'm going to say you can ride them and turn them out and get them back up, and they don't forget very much.
Really? And really, how long do they live?
Well,
30 years.
Yeah.
30 years?
Yeah.
As long as a cow.
Yeah.
They're incredible, and it's been lovely to meet them today and have a chance to actually ride one, to see Dana up there and everybody having a ride around. It was really a good time. I didn't know the first time Dana and I ever rode together, though, it would be on
a water buffalo.
Well, a lot of firsts. A lot of
great firsts. Well, I'll tell you what, I saw you guys at Ibericon and just blew me away. You are so impressive.
Thank you.
Impressive. Your act, you guys, everything you do is just, it's amazing.
That's the fun one to do.
Unique.
It's a fun one.
Unique.
Yeah.
Unique.
We try not to do it so long it bores anybody or do anything you see every day, because you can see that anywhere. So
I don't think anything you guys do could ever bore anybody. I'm just going to say it's variety, excitement, fun, and it just shows how good you are with the animals that you care.
Well, they make us look good when they're good. That's the thing. A good animal makes you look smart, and a bad animal makes you look dumb.
I know. I have a Mustang that made me look good. I didn't know what I was doing, but it worked. So it's okay. Well, thank you for the ride today. I enjoyed it. I did not expect to stay on. I have not ridden bareback in, I can't even tell you how many years, a long, long time. But that was a good time. Thank you.
You might feel it in the morning.
I will. I rode a Belgian at Misty Morning Hounds yesterday, practicing to be able to ride something wide.
Dana Lynn has to steal the show all the time.
She does.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Callie Sue Edwards. Thank you. It was a good time today. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show. Very similar, or is there a whole different plan?
I mean, pretty much him. I led her around on him 2 or 3 days.
Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and the Equus television.
Dana Lynn.
Maria number 2. Take 3. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and the Equus.
Take 2. Cut.
Yesterday, practicing to be able to ride something wide.
It was a crazy good time. That was probably in 13 years, I have to say, it's probably one of my favorite interviews.
And if you were listening on the radio, the water buffalo kept on dragging Callie
off the set. It was a good time.
And then we had a water buffalo get in front of the camera and put the back into it.
It was a good time. It was fun. And actually, they are rentable for events. So they can come to your event. Banjo the Water Buffalo and Friends actually has social media pages. You can call, text, and book Shane and Callie and Banjo and Harley to come to your event. And I promise it won't be boring. It'll be a good time. So I just want to thank Shane so much on Sunday after service for taking the time to let us come out and visit with their wonderful animals. It was a lovely experience. We enjoyed very much indeed. So check them out. Follow Banjo the Water Buffalo.
Stay tuned to the last segment.
That's
We'll
right.
be right back.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars, and we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Centre, Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated talented horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Centre now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com.
D&N Equine Recovery is owned and operated by avid horsemen. With over 75 years of experience in the equine industry, D&N Equine Recovery provides the only whole horse crematorium in the greater Levy-Marion County area, serving all of north central Florida. All staff are dedicated to demonstrating the utmost respect throughout this emotionally delicate process, providing compassionate and timely service when it matters to horse owners the most. For more information, go to dnequinerecoveryllc.com.
It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's sass. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus! Buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at KWellUSA.com. K-Well, strength by nature.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Time to do Dancing Pete's Complementary Horsemanship Tip of the Week.
Dancing Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complementary Horsemanship.
Hopefully it's associated with donkey training.
No. So, today's tip of the week is the eyes are the window to the soul. So when you look at a horse's eyes, they kind of feel like nobody's there. They're probably very shut down. Or if they have a big triangle on the top of it, that means anxiety or stress. If they have a nice oval to them, that means they're relaxed. They're doing a lot of blinking, that means they're thinking and they're relaxed. If it's round and tight, that means they have so much anxiety that it's circular from the triangle, and you better watch out because they're either shut down and scared out of their mind, or they're going to run you over because they're running around like that. So if they're blinking, they're thinking. So they might be playing you on that. And then the nose and the ears tell you where they may go, and the chest tells you where they're going. So if you watch those pieces, you'll find out if they're relaxed or stressed. You'll see where they may go, and then you'll see where they're going.
Same as me. Exactly. I was blinking and thinking.
There you go.
Listen, the very, very first thing I look at when I see a horse is its eyes, always. You can tell a lot. Like Pete said, windows to the soul. If you have a horse, you have at least one dog, probably more if you're out of control like me.
Tally-ho!
Off we go to Ocala Dog Ranch with Neil.
The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch. Puppy raising. My sister in England raises puppies. She's never had an old dog because she raises puppies for the blind. So what she does is she takes the dog from when it's a baby all the way through to 18 months, and then the dog has found a home with somebody that needs help with the blind dog, or a dog for the blind. Once again, it's a great way to give back to the community. You get a dog. If you like puppies, you have a puppy forever. And at the end of the dog's life, when it's worked for the blind people, that you are first in line to get on the list to adopt that dog. There's a wonderful organization on the west coast of Florida that does blind dogs, so check it out. Give back to the community, help a blind person raise a puppy for them. Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch.
Hats off to Neil's sister. Pretty impressive. Now it's time for your very favourite electrician, the horseman's electrician. Pat Myers is our expert Here he is.
At Pat Myers Electric, we're constantly training to be our absolute best.
For all your current barn needs. Hello, I'm Pat with Pat Myers Electric, serving all your current needs. Today's tip of the week has to do with flickering lights. Your flickering lights in your barn are not just annoying. They are actually a symptom of a larger problem. Just like any other small thing, if you hear a noise or if you feel a little heat coming from a receptacle, or maybe you have an outlet in the area where your farrier sets up, but there's still an extension cord running over so that he can have his equipment running. Those are all just smaller symptoms of a potentially bigger problem, and it's important to bring those up to your electrician so that he can come in, take a look, make sure everything is safe, so you can continue to have a safe and productive barn. Pat with Pat Myers Electric, serving all your current needs.
Barn safety is...
shocking.
Should be absolutely one of your top priorities. If you have horses that stay in a barn or stalls, it is so important. Since I met Pat, I know walking through barns, I'm literally shocked at what I see.
Don't be shocked at your barn.
No,
call
be safe.
Pat Myers Electric.
Yes, and
get
actually,
your free quote today.
Fortunately, we haven't heard about any lately, but in the past we have had to report on fires in barns, and not to say that they're always electrical, but quite often they probably are, and safety is everything when it comes to horses, and I hate to even think about a horse trapped in a barn that's on fire. So if you want a free walk through, Pat will do it for you and tell you if he sees any hazards that you should be concerned about. Pat Myers Electric.
And don't worry, he's not going to judge you on it, because lots of people
judgment. Yes.
have it.
We got to throw out some events for you that are upcoming in our local Marion County area. Quick mention for Black Horse Ranch, who I got to meet recently. They have a youth scholarship, which I think is absolutely phenomenal for young riders who cannot afford otherwise to have their dreams come true on horseback. So check out Black Horse Ranch, also an amazing place to camp and ride. Hey, we were going to have Jace Harold here in the studio, but he wasn't feeling very well, so hopefully he'll be back with us maybe in the next couple of weeks. Prayers for him to feel well, but we did want to do a quick shout out for Triple Cross Ranch in Micanopy. They have Honky Tonkin' Opry this Friday. So show up April 17th at 7 o'clock or just before, and you will enjoy some of the best music. And they have a special guest Dove Award winner, Nathan Stanley, coming.
Woo woo.
Yep, it'll be a good time in Micanopy. Save the date coming right up. We're almost there. It is almost time for the Midwest Horse Fair in Madison, Wisconsin, April 17th, 18th, and 19th. This is an incredible event. 40 years of making memories. Started in 1979. This is an amazing event. If you're in the Madison area, absolutely should be at it. And if you're not, try and get there. Hopefully we'll be there next year for that one. The best weekend all year, they say. April 23rd to 26th is the Kentucky 3-day event at the Kentucky Horse Park. You can get your tickets now and watch some of the most exciting 3-day eventing. And that is the 3-day Defender in Kentucky.
Woo, woo.
We'll have lots of good stuff from there. April 26th is the Hunter Pace. Now, this is a different date than usual, so get it on your calendar. Presented by Larson Hay at Misty Morning Hounds. What do we say?
Tally-ho!
So get that one on your calendar. The gates open at 8.
They should get prizes if they say tally-ho to you.
You're right. I think so, too. The last ride goes out as late as noon, so if you can't be there at 8 when the gates open, you can get out there and you can sign up right there on the spot. It's not something you have to book ahead.
If you see Louisa there, say tally-ho, and she will give you a prize.
I won't be there, unfortunately. I'll be in Kentucky. I hate missing the Hunter Pace.
Oh.
But it's great fun because you can go English, Western, any breed, any discipline. You can go pasture fit, flat, or over the jumps. If you go flat and you want to jump, you can. It's a beautiful 530 acre.
You don't have to jump.
You don't have to jump. 500, and most people that would go to a Hunter Pace probably know that.
Well, if they're Western people, they wouldn't.
You can ride on the most beautiful 530 acres. And it's a wonderful long course is about 6 or 7 miles. There's a shorter course if you're not fit for that, and a great experience. Guess what?
Oh my goodness.
I'm so excited to be a media sponsor for Donkey Daze.
Celebration.
Yes, a gathering of donkeys and the people who love them. This is an inaugural event with trail fun, obstacles, a costume party, education, and it's coming up on May 30th. And you can get more information on this by going to the Donkey Daze celebration. And you know I'm going to be there with my donkeys. And it's supporting Brooke USA, which helps donkeys all around the world.
October 10th, put it on your calendar, Black and White Gala for Magic's from Gentle Carousel's birthday.
That's right, she's going to be 20. October 10th at Circle Square Cultural Centre, the Black and White Gala, an evening of magic and music. And on that same day in the morning at 9 o'clock, we'll have the Horse Capital Parade, so you can do both. And we're so thankful to Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses for all that they do in supporting our equine education programs. We got to wrap it up. Whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world,
or not,
happy horsing around till the same time next week.